My name is Sam Nikols. I'm from Auburn, Alabama. I'm a language teacher at the Kaloum Language Center. I came here in April of last year, so in April of 2015. I came here to travel, to see the world a bit, to see how the other half lives, and also to improve my knowledge of the Russian language a little bit. What did I know about Yekaterinburg before I came here, and what was my first impression of the city? Well, I took a history class on the Soviet Union, and I knew that the czars died here. Other than that, I did not know a whole lot about it. I told my dad that I was coming to Yekaterinburg, and he did not know what I meant. He said, "Oh, is that like Sverdlovsk?" So, I did not know much about how the city actually works. And when I first came here, it was a gray, dismal sort of day in April, and I was almost overwhelmed. It was colorless and gray, and I thought I would just be sad the whole time, and I am very fortunate that quite the opposite has happened, and I have come to love the city quite a lot. So what would I show my friends if they came here? I would take them on a lovely little walk down Lenina. On our little walk down Lenin Street, we would see the statue of Popov, the inventor of the radio. We would tell him hi. We would keep going. We'd see Lenin, who I think everyone knows. Perhaps we would take a little side trip to see Malyshev. If my friends had the fortune or the misfortune of visiting Yekaterinburg in the middle of winter, we would definitely go to the ice palace, ice statues thing. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. To me, it was really almost mind-blowing, the level of artistry that a lot of these statues had. And there was a slide that you could slide down, and it was just full of people smiling and laughing and having fun, even though when I went, it was like minus 30 degrees. So what am I jealous of that Russia has that my city doesn't? I think people here really like to laugh at the marshutkas, and I think to a certain extent the marshutkas do deserve a little bit of mockery, but I've come to love and appreciate them. They're really convenient for me, and there are tons of stops, and it's very easy to go from one side of the city to the other relatively quickly. I mean, the roads are not spectacular, and there are quite a lot of traffic jams, but I still feel like it's a very, very nice method of transportation. I wish my professors had told me about plombier, so I would have had a little bit of an expectation of what a heavenly sensation it is. It's really, really good. I want to find out a recipe and send it to all the American ice cream manufacturers. Another thing that I really appreciated here is that in America, it's a little bit difficult to find nice, fresh bread, and in almost any store here, they have a bakery where they can just pump out rye bread, wheat bread, sweet things that are really just delightful, and I think that's really nice. So what about idioms? Very difficult to understand. There's one like your knee is up to the ocean or something like that, and it's a little bit hard to understand. To me, it meant that everything was difficult, but in reality, it means that everything is easy for someone. And I had to ask someone what the heck that meant, and they were very patient with explaining it to me. And a bear's favor was also extremely peculiar. It means a favor that ends up hurting someone more than helping them. That one was a little bit less metaphorical and a little bit more understandable, but I still had to have someone explain it to me. So what was strange about Russia for me? The first thing is that I suppose I'm used to a little bit more personal space. I learned in Russia I had to quickly drop that notion. Everyone stands way too close to me, and any sort of sense of personal bubble has completely eradicated. Another thing that was a little bit odd was the fact that Russian manners and American manners are completely different. For example, if you say something like "pour me tea," that sounds really aggressive, and I don't think I would say that to my best friend. I don't think I would say that to anyone. But in Russia, that's totally fine. It's totally acceptable. So I think I had to learn to stop saying please and thank you a little bit. Maybe I'll sound a little bit rude, but I learn to use the imperative a little bit more and start demanding things as opposed to saying it a little bit more nicely. So what about Russian holidays? Well, I like all the Russian holidays because it means I don't have to work, and I think Russia has a few more holidays than America does, so I really, really enjoy that. But two holidays Russia has that America does not are Men's Day. I think it's technically Defenders of the Fatherland's Day, and Women's Day. And Men's Day is February 23rd, and Women's Day is March 8th. I think it's really cool that we celebrate just men and just women, that we get to celebrate a whole gender. In America, we have Mother's Day and we have Father's Day, but we really don't celebrate one gender outside of having children. I also like it because Men's Day is before Women's Day. So if your girlfriend gets you a bad gift, you can also give her a bad gift. And there's a little bit of an immediate payback to it. And I really enjoy that. Okay, what is the weirdest thing that has happened to me in Russia? I am happy to report that I have become an international criminal in my time here. There was one Wednesday, I recall it clearly. I can picture it now. It was in the evening, I believe 8:20 or so, and I was walking home from work, and I just started my journey. There's a little bit, like there's a tramway station, and most people cross there as opposed to crossing at the sidewalk. And ever since I've been here, I've crossed there. I think I've crossed this little path 1,000 times, at least. So I was listening to my podcast. I was just thinking about the delicious pelmeni I would eat at home. And lo and behold, there was a policeman standing on the other side. I was looking down, I didn't notice him, and he comes in, he waves me over. And I was really nervous. I had heard lots of tales about the Russian police service, and not a single one of them was good. I didn't think like I'd be beaten up or anything, but I knew it was not going to have a happy ending. So I sat in this police car as this policeman flipped through every single page of my passport, trying to find my passport number and my information. And he did not speak a word of English. The guy behind me in the back seat also did not speak a word of English. And he filled out this form and spoke very quickly. I think I understood 1 word in 10. But I got a 500 ruble fine for my transgression. And so I get to tell everyone back home that I'm like a mafia member, that I'm a pahan or godfather or something.